Mandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Well, Lindsay the Frugal Crafter reminded me that June 23rd is National Pink Day. It's an important day to remember women with breast cancer, and my mother-in-law had breast cancer and passed from the complications of it, and I thought that it would be nice to make a box that I could give to one of my friends who isn't feeling well. Doesn't have cancer though. Oh, I spray painted something today and no amount of anything has gotten it off. If you have a cure for spray paint, let me know. I can't get it off. So I'm making a 6 by 6 inch box. So I cut my paper 8 inches by 8 inches. And this is, I think it's Blushing Bride is the color of it. It's from Stampin Up. And then my top I made 1/4 of an inch wider, so it's 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. Of course, you know I put everything in the comment section, so you don't have to worry about writing anything down. Then what you're going to do is you're going to score. I'm going to have to pull this toward me. You're going to score at 2 inches on all 4 sides. Stuck. Of course it's stuck. And got something sticky on this. I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to use my glue gun on it. It's a little, oh, it's like one of those glue dots. Isn't that lucky? I was lucky to have that on there. And we're going to do the same with this. 2 inches on all 4 sides. Whoops. Sometimes it fights back a little bit. Okay. Done scoring. Jeez, that made enough noise. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut a little notch at our score line. You're just going to cut a little notch on, I like to cut a little bit on either side of the score line, just a little bit. You don't want a huge one, but I like to do that so that it's easier to cut or to fold it and to make it look more professional when we're done. And I wish I was faster at this. Maybe we'll have Rich fast forward through the other one. I'll just do this one and then I'll have him fast forward the other one so you don't have to sit through Sandy cutting for hours on end. Are all cut and ready to go. Now the glue I'm going to use is, I'm going to use this art glitter glue. I'm going to use a couple different glues on this project. I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac on the flowers. It's by Beacon, and I'm also going to be using this art glitter glue. I think if you watched another video, I talked about I'm going to be doing a video on different types of adhesives, and so I'm trying out some new ones, and this art glitter glue, so far I really like it. Look, more spray paint. Anyway, so I am working on that, just trying everything out and deciding what I want. I have some embellishments here that I'm just kind of deciding, and I also have cut some paper there, or I have some paper that I'm going to do. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our folds and fold all of our folds so that they're all ready to go. And the point of this is obviously to make sure that everything can go, it can do a 90-degree angle. Now you can do a lot of people like to use tear tape for this, and I normally would be a tear tape user, but in this case I really wanted to see how this art glitter glue would work, so we're going to try it instead on this project. And what everybody has said is you don't have to use a lot of it, and it dries really quickly and stays in place. Now I'm doing the underneath of the flaps, the outside flaps. and then I'm putting it so that it's at a 90-degree angle with the side. I'm just going to hold it there for a second so it stays, and that worked really good. It stayed in place, no problem. We're going to do the other edge. Like I said, so far I've really been impressed with this art glitter glue. I bought a bigger bottle, and I bought the little the tip that's supposed to be so great, because I'm also trying to find a good fine tip applicator for us, because that's one of those nemesis projects. I can't find one of those tips that works for me and also just works, because every time I find one that works, it doesn't keep the glue wet. It lets it dry out because it's not, the cap on it isn't strong enough. Okay, so far our box is doing great. I'm also looking for a bone folder that makes me happy, because I know everybody thinks that you have to have a bone folder, and I haven't found one that I absolutely can use well, so I'm on a search for that. My friend Linda said I really need a silicone one or a non-stick. Again, we're going to be doing when you hold the box like this, we're doing the underneath of these corner flaps. Just want to make sure that we're all on the same page with that. Anyway, I'm really trying hard to find a bone folder and glues that I can really strongly recommend, that really make me happy. I want to, I don't like to forego something that people think would be an essential tool because I can't find one that works for me. I want to make sure I find one that works for me and makes me happy, so that I can recommend it for others, because like I said, it's important that you have the tools for crafting that everybody else can use. And I refuse to give in. Refuse. I'm on a mission. It's got a little sticky on the inside of that. Now, most people do a 1/16 of an inch difference on in their boxes. I do a little bit bigger because I like to I made it too big this time, but what I like to do is I like to put a lining on the inside. Okay, I went ahead and made my bottom a little bit bigger. Originally I made it 8, and it needed to be 8 1/4, because this is 8. No, I'll write all this in the comment section. It's a little bit late and I'm a little confused, so we'll just go with that. Now I'm going to line the inside. I like to have a little bit of paper on the inside, and I'm going to use Xyron Mega Runner glue for that. As I said, I'm trying all these glues out to make sure that we see all the different kinds of glues and see which ones work the best. Makes quite the noise, that's for sure. And that's going to go in here. I like to line the inside of my boxes. It's kind of hard to do that straight, but I do the best I can on that one. And then if you want to cover up the insides like this, you can do it, or you can just leave it like that. I'm going to leave that part alone, and I'm just going to cover the outsides of my box. The thing I like about doing this is it makes everything a lot sturdier. The box, let's face it, these are just paper boxes, so it's not like your paper box is going to really hold up over time. So I like to add as much bulk to it as I can whenever possible. We're just gonna, let me turn it so it faces me so I can see it better. There we go. I'm gonna just lay it down and just push on it. And these strips are just about 1/8 of an inch smaller on the sides and the top. Again, I'll put it all in the comment section, the dimensions, because I don't want to have you get confused about that just because I am right now. I don't like it when I screw things up like this so that you don't know the real dimensions because I'm confused. 2 more of these and then we can start getting to the good stuff. Then the very last one is our top, and I'm going to change Glue Glider Pro. I don't know if you remember when we did the which ATG gun is best. This one had the best stick to it of all of the glue ATG guns that we tried out. This one was the stickiest. So if you're looking for, oh, that has a little, oh, almost forgot my ribbon. Oh no, I have some ribbon that oh no, I was going to put it on top. I can't decide what I'm going to do with it. I think I'm going to put it on both. I will cut it. I don't have a lot of this, so I'm just going to cut this piece in half, and we're going to fake like we have a lot by just putting a little bit under the edges, like that. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to put a little more glue. Oh, this is some good sticky glue. Let me just tell you, it's some good glue. Let's see. I'm not really concerned about centering it on the box per se, because we're going to be doing a lot with roses and the ribbon. So here are the roses. As I do this, I'm not sure if these roses aren't too big. I have this flower, and I have some buttons and some other buttons. I might just do buttons and these kinds of things instead. That's what I think I'm going to do. I wasn't really sure. I wanted to do roses because I just like roses. I think they're really beautiful, but if they, they're just too big, I think, in this case. And so I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac on this because I want to have it really have a good stick, and I'm going to stick down this flower with it. I'm going to put some of that Fabri-Tac over the top of it too, so that it's kind of like it's going to be almost like hot glue, because it's got the strings and everything on it like hot glue does. Put that flower right there, and then I'm going to put hide one of those. And I have these cool, I don't know, I got these in a box of jewelry, but they don't have any, they're not really jewelry. So I thought I'd slide some under those two because they kind of look like they belong in this project because of the color of them, and I liked how they were iridescent. Stick them under there. And you never know if I got enough glue on that or not. Let's see if I could just get that too. Okay, now I got some glue stuck to my hands. That's where my bibs come in handy. If you haven't watched my videos for very long, then you maybe don't know my bib system. But I buy bibs at garage sales that have Velcro on the top, and then I wrap them around the arms of my chair and Velcro them there. And then that way, when I need to wipe my hands on something, I have the bib right there, and then when they get yucky, I just wash them and then And I have several of them attached to my chair at any one time, so that if I do really make a serious mess, I can clean it up easily and go on to the next bib if I have to. That kind of look cute, wrapped into the sides like that. Gotta get that glue off there. And I'm not going to put it on there yet. Do I have enough to go across the bottom? It'd be kind of cool if I could make it go across the bottom so it looks, I think I'm going to do that. What I'm thinking is that if I make it go across the bottom where this ends, then it'll make it look like it's one continuous bow, if that makes sense. I think I'm going to put it right close. It doesn't really matter, I don't think, if I'm a little bit off. I do have to trim up this edge. Hopefully I have enough after I trim this edge, because this is the end of this lovely, lovely ribbon that I just love. To make this work, I think I do. I hope I'm kind of close. If I'm not, it was a good try, right? Whoops. Oh boy. I need to pick this up, and oh, it might not play with me. Come on. Ooh. It doesn't want to move. I don't have enough on this edge. I had a viewer tell me that I should get like a paperweight and weigh things down, and that way things won't move around as much. I thought that was a good idea. So I am going to start weighing things down a little bit so that I don't have things move as much. It's a good idea. I can't remember who gave me that tip, but thank you so much. It was a good tip. If push comes to shove, I can always just get rid of the sides of my, the part of the ribbon that I glued to the side. I can just, that part's not even glued down. I can just make sure that it's just glued to the edges. In fact, this side I probably will just do that. And you know, when you wrap a present, it's never really exact, and use ribbon, it's never exactly straight, so I'm not worried about it looking straight or not looking straight. Okay. On there, it needs a little something on our box, so what I decided I would do is get out my bow punch and make a bow there, because why not? Now, I don't know if any of you have this bow punch. It's really fun, but the thing you have to know is you have to use it, you have to punch it twice in order to make it work. So the first thing you do is you get, these are your little tails. I don't like that little tail. I'm going to punch it again just to get a different tail. I want it to have a little more color in it. Oh, maybe it has too much color in it now. Gee whiz. When you use these punches with this lightweight paper, sometimes it gets jammed in there. At least sometimes for me it does. So I'm going to do it again. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is you have, these are your little tails. So you want to put those kind of just off the side. Then you're going to take a pencil or just anything that you can kind of wrap this around to get it started to be more of a circular shape. You do that with both of these, because these are our actual bow pieces. And then the best thing for this project is definitely glue dots. So you're going to want to take, well, let me get me a little pokey tool. So you're going to get a little glue dot, and you're going to, I like to put it, I like to start by putting it in between those, the pieces I just made into a loop. So those are your two sides of your bow. Then I like to glue them down to the backing next. There's probably an easier way of doing this. I don't know. This is the way I do it because I don't know. I don't think I have a good system, but this is how I do it. I probably should watch a video on how to do it, but I haven't. And then I just lay it to the backing with a glue dot. Get another glue dot. Now that glue dots are attached to me and everything else over here. Okay. And I'm going to take this side and put a glue dot on it. Glue dots and I just don't seem to really get along well. Maybe it's because they're sticky and I don't do well with sticky. As you know, I struggle with sticky. Very last glue dot right now. On the middle portion, you're going to, I can't pick it up. I like to put one of them in the center of it, and then I'm gluing these two pieces together with a glue dot to make my bow. Then you take your center piece with a glue dot on it and wrap it. Wouldn't it be nice if I could do things easier than I do? I just don't seem to do things as easily as I could. Okay. Now I put my last glue dot on the back and you wrap that little piece around. I'm really sorry that you can't see any of this because my fingers are in the way. I'm so sorry. I feel bad that I do that, but not a lot of options. There. Okay, an hour and 15 minutes later, there is our bow. I probably could have tied a bow in that amount of time. I'm so sorry about that. What are you going to do? Anyway, so our very last step is to glue it down. I think I'm going to put it right there. Stick it. I don't know if you could just hear that. That was my dog having a big snore. She's a character, that Aggie. Okay. I could have used more glue dots on that. Okay. So that is our box in a nutshell. I hope you liked it. I hope you will be thinking of someone on June 23rd. Oh, I forgot I was going to put something in it. I have a bunch of rose petals and the leaves that went with them, and I thought I would just put them in there so you could fill it with potpourri for somebody or fill it with jewelry. But in this case, I'm just going to put some potpourri in there. And there you go. I hope you like it. I hope you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about it on social media. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.